Hi, I'm Angela Skirtu, and you can find me at www.therapistsinstlouis.com. Today, I'd like to talk to you about what healthy fighting looks like. So, I see the difference between conflict and fighting. When you're fighting, I want you to imagine that you're in a ring, like a boxing ring. And basically, when couples are in this ring, they're just hitting each other. Now, you're not necessarily physically hitting each other, but you hit each other with your words. You're not thinking about the approach when you say something. You're getting defensive or dismissing your partner. That's being in the ring. And I'm here to tell you that the ring is one of the most unhealthy spaces to be in conflict. I'm trying to challenge you all to get out of the ring. So, what does healthy conflict look like? Well, two things. First, it's in the approach. So, when you're in a good headspace and you're actually able to communicate your needs, you're consciously thinking, how can I say this in a way so that my partner doesn't feel hurt? How can I say this in a way that's thoughtful of their needs, but that's still communicating what I need to be a happy person? So you're not just shutting down and not saying anything at all. That's also kind of like being in the ring. It's like blocking people from coming in. But no, you're communicating. You're saying, I'm struggling with this. I don't like this. It hurts me when you, for example, show up late, or it hurts me when you're not there for us as a family, when you spend too much time at work, when you're not home with the kids more. Those are examples of communicating your needs, but making it about yourself, but not trying to hurt the other person or cut them down. Or essentially, think of it in the ring. Like when you're in the ring, you might be saying, you're never home, or you never put us first. Those are they're like jabs. You're punching each other. And so it first starts with the approach and attempting to do it in a nice way, in a way that is still very true to how you're feeling, but very much is thinking of the other person's feelings. But then at the same time, as you're in that space, you're still actually trying to listen to and hear what the other person is going through. So even when you're sharing your part, in your mind, you're thinking, how do I also hear their hurt and understand what's going on for them? How do I try to make sure I respect what's going on for them as well? So flip it, when you're in the listener position, you're also in a place where you're trying to be compassionate. You're meeting with tenderness. You're thoughtful of what's going on for the person. You're not blocking them. Like again, if you're in the ring, you stop them. You're like, no, that's not how it feels. No, you're being ridiculous. You're overreacting. Those are being in the ring. And those impact. I want you guys to understand that you impact each other when you're in the ring. Even when you're being defensive, defensiveness hurts. And you can feel it. You can feel it in the way that you're not connecting or listening to each other. It feels like a block. And so in the listener role, you're really trying to hear what's going on for your partner. You're valuing what they have to say. You're validating their words. You're compassionately listening to what they need to be a happy person. You're not telling them they're wrong. You're not telling them they're over exaggerating. You're not just defending yourself either, because defending yourself is a form of being in that ring too. And so if you're in that headspace where you're both communicating what you need and what's going on for you, but you're also trying to listen to your partner and be tender, then you're in your best space for your partner. And that's where you want to be in conflict. And as soon as you're out of that space, you should stop the conflict. So as soon as you find yourself getting defensive, you should stop. It's your job to notice that you're being defensive. Stop the topic until you're ready to talk again. And it may look like, hey, I'm not in the best place to listen to you right now. I want to be, but right now all I can do, I'm not taking in what you're saying, and I want to be the best person I can be for you. And so it may involve stopping the conversation for that day, for a couple days if it takes you a while to put your mind around what you need and what you're struggling with. But you shouldn't be talking to each other unless you're in tenderness, compassionate listening, and trying to understand both yourself and your partner, not just telling them why they're wrong. Anytime you're trying to win, you're in the ring and you're harming your relationship. And to add something to this, since you now know that it hurts people when you do get into the ring, you should also apologize when you meet your partner that way. So even if you, first of all, try not to hurt your partner, but even if your partner said something that hurt your feelings, if you meet them with defensiveness, you're hurting them too, because we all feel when our partners aren't listening to us. And so what it looks like for all of us is one, trying to communicate in the most respectful way possible so that our partners can hear us, but then two, being the best possible partner we can by meeting them with a listening ear and apologizing when we're not in that space. Thank you. My name is Angela Skirtu, and you can visit me at www.therapistintstlouis.com.